Good morning. So this is what I call just the common carport structure, 2.5 by 2.5 inch tubing, slides together. You set the whole thing up with 3/4 inch self-tapping screws, and we look down the street. There's 4 up and down the street there. There's 2 behind our house, and 1 a door or 2 down that way. So within about a 500-foot radius, there's 7 of these in our little corner neighborhood here, zoned in the county. So I just set it up. I mean, it's just a 10 building, a carport, to get us some cover for the winter coming up. It's not meant to be here forever. Now, we have had these about coming up on 20 years. We used them in Idaho 10 years. Our daughter actually gave them to us, son-in-law. They had a landscape business. They gave us 4 of these, 18-foot wide, 20-foot long. And here I've got a couple of them set up in tandem. Very simple. And the illustrious government of Melba, or not Melba, that's where we were in Idaho. You had pretty good freedom there. Red tag this. Construction metal carport without permit. So I went down to see what it would take to satisfy the bureaucracy, the new building bureaucracy, that pretty much makes it impossible for people to use what they have. For example, we own this. It costs us nothing. But here's what they think it's worth. Remember, this is just a ground installation. That's what most of the people do. Place we can park our tractors. If I need to weld something this winter, it's snowing, I can get under that end down there, let's say, and be out of the snow and the rain. But they're evaluating this at $47.80 a square foot. And since it's about 18 by 40, about 720 square feet. Of course, you got to find some kind of IRC codes, NEC codes. Carport needs plans. So then I got a building fee, $380. Plan checklist fee, $247. Processing fee, $652 right up front. And we don't have plans. These, I have a name for this. I found it on the sheet metal. Still had a sticker you could read. These were actually made in China, and it's the heavier gauge tubular steel. We had them set up in Idaho. We had 3 feet of snow on this thing in Idaho. Didn't budge a bit. So anyway, they're bidding this at $34,000. Back when these sold, when our kids bought them, they were buying the 18 by 20 carport for around $495 in Sacramento. In quite a few years, these sold for $795 each. And you could currently find them online, 18 by 20s, right in that area there. If you got 2 of them, I think I had it on the permit at $2,740. So you tell me if that sounds corrupt to evaluate this at $34,416. That's how they're destroying these little city codes and stuff. And that's how they're destroying the small guy. You know, you can't even build something on your own property anymore. got all these little county mounties driving around looking for things, your neighbors. I mean, it only takes 2 days to put this up. 2-3 days, you know, if you're doing it alone, a little harder. My wife helped me stand those up. Now, when we set up in Idaho, I just did one at a time. Used the old John Deere tractor with some forks on it, and I would raise them, you know, just working alone on it. And there's our pile of sheet metal right there. Wow. We have tremendous wind here, and even with all that on it, still starting to lift those sheets. The other day, see a couple down there. Somewhere I got the tag. I just have to check it here. Yeah, it's just not popping right up there right now. But anyway, we had the, and I found it online, the original unit, but I think they've been merged in with other folks now. So anyway, that's would be hard for me. I'm gonna pull it down. We're gonna put a for sale sign on the place, 1.5 acres. I'm 76, Joyce 73. We're both working. I'm doing a tractor business. I got a little skid steer, mini excavator, 3 farm tractors, dump trailer. Trying to do cleanups, remove sagebrush, that kind of thing around here. There's plenty of that in Nevada. And maybe we can find another place to live, a place where you got some freedom. We have to make do with our 12-month tent. Those last about a year is all you're going to get out of those. So now, going into our 2nd year. That's how much wind we have here. Yeah. This property had a little garage there on it. And it's just not enough. We have a lot of stuff. We have tools, we have equipment, and it's the way it is. A couple motorcycles for the grandkids when they come, putt around on. Anyway, you be the judge. If that's what it's coming to, though, I'm from a few generations back, I guess, and they kind of wish us old duffers, us old, you know, they got other names for us. So those codgers would, instead of fading away, that we just die so they could implement for the new generation. They will bow down to everything. Anyway, that's the story on this unit. Unfortunately, I gotta wait. I've got a tire machine coming to put new tires on that. I took one off my other machine, just wouldn't handle those alloy rims. So anyway, there again, another thing that's getting so expensive to do my own tire replacement on many. We have a lot of trailers and skid steer tires, that kind of thing. Out for now. Action Tractor.